Sounds like you deserve to die. This is horrific.
I'm gonna punch you. I don't even know you. I'm gonna punch you.
Oh, so you do hate me?
Yeah.
You have a club foot? I have a raging boner right now. I don't know if he's well.
No, I don't know either.
This has been the worst day since I've been here in the UK because I'm
sorry about that.
I hate you.
I got pulled over by the police last time we did this podcast on the way home. I got pulled over by the police on the motorway.
Why?
Well,
Were you driving too slow? Is that why? Classic Liam.
So, do you know as you're approaching a slip road to get on the motorway, you've got to like build up speed, haven't you?
Don't talk to me about driving. I've been driving here a month. I've had 3 speeding tickets. I've been here a month.
Oh my
I hate this country. I hate this country. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but what speed have you been doing?
Got done for a 34 and 30.
Oh, that's weird. Usually it's 35.
Yeah, I always do
it was
35.
34, which I thought it was a 10%. Somebody told me there's a 10%.
Yeah, 10%
thing.
plus 2.
Yeah.
No, there isn't. So I got done 34 and a 30, 20, 24 and a 20 as well.
20 don't have
No, but
cameras.
24 and a 20, so I would do 22, 33, and then anything above that, I just
But I
do
didn't know
5
20
over.
zones could get you at all.
Yeah, I've never seen a camera
I
on
came here
it.
to enjoy myself, and now I'm talking about this is like the thing that's ruining. It is ruining my life since I've been here. And everybody, I have to do a speed awareness course.
How many points do you have?
I feel like I'm overtaking your story.
No, it's
We need to do
fine.
So I think you get is it 11 or 12 points that you're allowed here.
Yeah.
So I did. So I landed on May 31st. That's when I moved to the UK. Picked up a rental car at 10:30. 10:37. I got my first ticket. 10:37 a.m.
Have you contacted Guinness?
That's the high
I know that's good. So, and they sent the ticket back to Canada. So my aunt opened it. She's like, "Oh, we got something from England." She's thinking it's like something with a show.
Telegram.
Speeding ticket. So I did that, and then I did the speed awareness, and oh my god,
They're
this woman
painful.
looked like me but with a shit wig on, and she was just like sat there.
And that shirt as well.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing. You have the same one as well.
Yeah, of course.
We all Primark. It's great.
Yeah, it's great.
And she just sat
You
there.
can
And
get
it was,
matching shorts. I don't want to alarm you. You can get matching shorts.
would I fit in them though?
Next question.
Yeah. Okay. So I did the speed awareness, and as I'm sitting there, it's 4 hours. Have you guys done this speeding awareness?
No,
Yeah, I've done one. I've done one.
I'm a good boy.
4 hours. I think her name was Janice, which is the most generic British woman name.
yeah.
And she sat there and she's looking at it and she goes, "Right, okay." There was 8 of us. She goes, "Right, so first one, Kevin, if you see you're coming up to a red stoplight, what do? Speed up, slow down, or stop?" And I'm like, "Stop, Janice." She goes, "Right, now, Omar." She goes, "This other guy, ask him no
Which is
English."
also a generic British name.
But he had the whole time he was just going, yes, no speed, yes, for any question. It was terrible. 4 hours of that, and I have 3 of them.
Omar puts a bit of a surcharge on his meter. That's what Omar does.
Yeah, so it was terrible. I haven't gotten taken over by the cops yet, or pulled over yet.
Yeah, I mean,
it
to be
very
honest,
rarely happens
it's
here.
it's my first
Is
time.
it separate? Is there? Because I see there's like speed people and then speed people. There's like police and fucking.
They have
sorry, am I allowed to swear
volunteers.
here?
Yeah, no, you can swear,
Okay,
fine, yeah.
And no, there's like a traffic cars.
Yeah,
Is there
I think
two
they're
different-
just
Yeah,
like
no,
set
they don't
police.
catch you.
No, they. I mean,
okay.
are you
The
talking about the
traffic
ones that just
officers.
chill on the motorway?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if they do catch you, if like going too fast, they will chase you. That's the whole point of them
okay.
being there.
No, it's not. The only reason they're there is because...
So you shit yourself and
No,
slam
not
on.
even. It's if they're parked up on just on the side of the road in case you 2 miles down the road roll your car over,
I need help.
and then they
Who's rolling their car over here? Is that a common?
Sometimes.
in Canada, it makes sense with like the snow. We get
big mooses and that.
Honestly, most of the time I'm on the motorway, I'm seeing the aftermath of a bad accident.
oh really?
Genuinely on the way to
Since he
most
got you.
gigs.
Yeah, I'm causing them all.
200 mile an hour down the fucking slow lane.
It's the worst. And okay, I'm so frustrated here. Okay, I need to get this off my chest. When you're driving, say there's 4 lanes or 3 lanes. Make it
yeah.
easy. Middle of the night. Why does every dickhead do this here? You're driving. I'm driving in the middle lane. I'm going 70. I don't go any over or any.
Well, first of all,
below.
why are you in the middle
Just
lane?
let him carry
Okay.
on. Carry on.
I
I'm
know
on your side.
okay. I'm driving. Okay, sometimes I'm a little cheeky. I go 73, 74.
Oh, you
Yeah,
I'm going
man
crazy.
after me or not, this is
You know what?
mine,
I like to listen to techno music and go that speed.
73. It's like, a bit of a beat.
Fucking have it. But why is there somebody behind me that comes up, overtakes me on the right, and then goes to the left?
Because that's exactly what you're supposed to do. What the fuck? Why are you in the
No,
middle
no,
lane?
I'm going to punch you. I don't even know you. I'm going to punch you. You're the dickhead. You're the one following me, are you? You're the fucking guy.
That's exactly how you drive on the road.
No, I'm in the middle. He goes behind. There's nobody. It's 12 o'clock at night. Goes to the right, around me, goes in the middle, and then goes to the far left.
Because you can't undertake.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you can't undertake. He is actually doing what he should do. Yeah.
I thought it's like, you should be in the
being in the middle.
Kev,
No,
I'm
so
on,
basically,
I'm on
what's
your
happened?
side. I do that.
I'm having heart palpitations here.
In the middle lane, it's you're not. You're not supposed to.
Look at me. I'm doing this. I've never done this before. What is this?
You're not supposed to stay in the middle, but I do too, especially on a night drive, because who are you bothering? It's just more comfortable and it's fine, but you're always supposed to bear left.
But why doesn't he just go, if it's a 3-lane, why doesn't he go around me on the right and then back into the middle ahead? Why is he going around and
you
all
have
the way
to
to
be
the
in
left?
the left lane if you're not overtaking anybody in the left lane. So all
Would
the
I get a
traffic
ticket for that?
you can do if they.
I've heard this, but
I've never had one, and on a night, like what you said, on a night drive, I will be in the middle, especially if it's wet, because that's where all the fucking water builds up in the side. So I do go down the middle. But apparently you can. There may be. I heard something about them introducing cameras where it'll register how long you've been in that middle lane.
The cameras are everywhere here.
I
stopped in Liverpool Airport. I dropped my mum off a few weeks ago, and just went a little stop to be like, "Hey, bye!" Like you're getting out of the car and leaving. Sign, no stopping, £100 fine.
Yeah.
Waiting for that in the fucking mail as well.
Yeah.
I hate it here so much. It's like everything is just dinging me. Look how grey I've gotten. I've gotten this grey since I've been here a month.
You say this, but if I walk across the street in Canada, they'll give me $60
Jaywalking?
No, they won't. There's no cameras, nothing there. Everybody's terrible there. Everybody drives like it feels like you're in Calcutta when you're driving in Canada, like a lot of brown people. I don't know, am I allowed to say that?
I didn't say that.
I said it. I'm just ruining my reputation. Hi, everyone. And it's just...
Hey, you'll have to catch him first.
That'll be very easy. So, yeah, it's just everybody drives aggressive. Here, it's like queues and lines, and you can go in and flicking their lights, and you put your four-ways on. Everything's like so like pretty.
Yeah.
It's weird. And then
but what we do really well is we do passive aggression really well.
I've noticed that.
So you'll get the people who will be annoyed at you for being in the middle lane.
Oh, and they do this as they drive by.
And they'll ride your ass and they'll flash you. Flash you,
but they don't beep.
indicating for you to move over. No, they just affect your fucking vision so that you're gonna like swerve.
Worse. That's probably
swerve
worse.
off the road.
But, like, just don't be in there. I can't believe you've been driving wrong this whole time, getting annoyed at everybody around you. This fucking guy. This fucking guy.
Yeah. Just saying to my wife, I'm like, no, fuck him. I'm staying in the middle. No, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
If you can't see a car in the left lane coming up within a few hundred yards, you should be in that left lane.
But then it scares me because then the people coming on, the way you guys merge
so you move
is so
to let
fast.
them in, and then you merge into the middle lane to let them come in, and then when they're on the road, that's when you go back into the left lane.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Thanks so much for coming on. You'll be back in Canada when this comes out.
I got someone back with the microaggression though. Like when they were...
Why did you get stopped?
Yeah, what? Come on.
Oh shit! Yeah, so right.
My fault.
No, it's fine.
No, it's actually it's what we were talking, like going on, like merging onto the motorway. So when you're coming up the slip road, you're building your speed to match the speed on the motorway, and then you get on it. Well, just the slip road from here, the first slip road onto the motorway, I got on it and I start building speed, and I see something I've never seen before on the road, like two massive wagons that had this weird kind of like girder thing on the back, each one, like, but
girder?
Yeah, what is?
Just like a metal girdery type of
I
thing.
think he's
like
made that.
Yeah.
You don't know what a metal girder is, like a
Just
steel
nod.
girder.
Yeah.
It's just a big metal bar.
Why is they
You mean
carrying
a grill?
What?
A grill, as in like
Not a griddle, like it's a fucking wagon, like a HGV,
I hate
and on the
this
back
story
of it
so much.
is a massive.
I hate this story. I'm checked out. Yeah, what about the metal bar? What happened?
So there's two wagons.
He's so not Canadian.
Fucking get on with it, mate.
Well, I would do if you weren't asking me what a fucking girdle was. Girder.
said
Girdle's
girder before.
different. I mean, a girder. A girdle's something very
don't even
different.
know what it
Google
is.
Done.
This guy.
There's two big wagons with these girders on them, and like 6 to 8 police bikes around
6 or
them.
8, we need to know.
Not like a lot though. Like surrounding two wagons, 6 to 8 police bikes. Like, have you ever seen that before? Like they're escorting these wagons as if what they're carrying must be
heist,
like. Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? But as I'm merging up, they're like coming to that point, and I'm like, well, I need to get on the motorway before this gets there. But there's a policeman right, like in the lane, as if he's like slowing us down.
Stood there.
But they're all on the bikes and they're all doing this fucking movement in unison where they're going like that.
Synchronized swimming on the bikes.
And I think that they're gesturing me to just fucking move across quickly.
This is giving me anxiety. And you got pulled over for that?
So I speed up and I just cut across all these busies. Like, you know, it's like 2 separate lanes. I cut across them. But in the moment, I'm like, this doesn't feel like the right thing to be doing. But I'm just doing what they're telling me to do. Like, you know, like when the sirens come on behind you, you try and move out the way, don't you? Do you know what I mean? You try and adjust.
I'm in the middle lane.
But I just like went for it and panicked straight away. Lights come on. He fucking flags me down. I have to pull up in the, what's it called? The thing on the left hand. Yeah, the hard shoulder. And he gets off the bike. He comes round and he's like, when you're seeing a bunch of policemen like gesturing you,
gave you a bollock
to slow down, what do you think that would indicate that you need to do? And I was like,
that makes you feel like you're like in primary school again.
Yeah, but the thing is, I agree with you, but I know that I fucked up. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I actually want to try write a bit about this, that the different, like I know you've probably seen my videos. I love to do all the different accents and stuff. I want to write a bit about how cops, especially like farmer cops, like how do you take that serious? When they're like, do you realise you were speeding? I would start laughing. That's well bad.
Have you never seen the movie Hot Fuzz?
I love Hot Fuzz.
It's literally that. Yeah,
but that's what we meant. That's the cops there.
Yeah.
I had
that. Just seating a cornetto on stage.
That's wild. Did you get a ticket or anything?
So he's bollocking me, and all I can do is agree with him. And I'm like, I tried to explain, you know, you're gesturing that. I thought you meant like quickly move across, and he was like, that means slow down.
Did you start crying?
And it's in the highway code. Who reads the fucking highway code after you've
obviously
passed
not me.
your test?
No, they're definitely not joking.
Fucking speed tickets out them.
So what I said to him was, what I'd like to say to you is, I'm not stupid enough to speed across a bunch of policemen, but obviously I can't say that to you because that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
And he just, after bollocking me, let off this little giggle and went, all right, mate, we'll just build up to 50 before you move across. And it'll be safe to go. And let me off.
What?
Just let me off. I couldn't believe it.
So what was the point in any of the interaction?
Yes. Why was this the way you started the podcast? I've got a story for you. And it's about this.
No, I meant the interaction with the police officer, not this.
Oh, our interaction. 30 minutes are gone now.
This is my fucking podcast. Pipe down. If I want to talk about me shitty little traffic stop, I will.
Fuck you.
And he just let me go. He said, build up to 50 before you move across because that's a safe speed. But mate, I had like the length of this room to build up speed, and I'm in a Skoda Fabia. I'm not getting to 50 before I fucking move across.
Kevin would.
But I just go for it, and I move across straight away. They come right behind me again.
I had
he starts gesturing for me to like
again.
I'm like, what the fuck have I done this time?
I've been panicking so much.
He
pulled you over again.
I put the music on.
Giggling.
I moved into the right lane because everyone was going slow, and I wanted to overtake everyone because that's what you're supposed to do, Kevin. And I
feel like this is going to end with you two fighting to the death.
Yeah, I'm fine. I brought a sword.
With you?
Yes.
No.
I always bring a sword with me.
And he wonders why he's getting pulled over.
I show the cops that, and then they leave me alone.
And they start like gesturing for me. They start beeping me, gesturing me to move across. I think, fucking hell, what have I done now? I just move into the middle lane, and they just fucking speed past me. I was in the way. I was just slowing them down. They didn't pull me over a second time, but I shit myself thinking that they were.
Do you know I had
fucking hell.
The one time I got pulled over by a cop.
Was this in Canada? Not
in
here?
Canada, yeah. And it was like traffic. It was on a road. We call it highways instead of motorways. The 401, and it's like really, which is a lame name, highway. So it was really crazy traffic. There was a load of stuff. It was the middle of the night as well. Seems to be a theme with me. And
well, you night drives, aren't you? With being a
yeah.
And
so
stuff,
it was stopped. Everything was stopped. Nothing was moving. So I just pulled my phone out really quick, had a quick glance down, and there was a cop standing outside on the 401, like on the highway. I guess he was like doing traffic stops or whatever on the motorway. Banged on the window, scared the shit out of me. I don't know what possessed me. I should have just went, oh, I'm sorry, I was on it. He goes, do you realize you're on your phone? Immediately I went to, yeah, my mom's dying. Panicked, and he didn't have any sympathy. And then I got more mad at him because he didn't believe my shit lie that my mom's dying. He's like, I don't care. You shouldn't be on your phone. I'm like, my mom is nearly dying. He's going to get like upset.
He's like, oh, is she dying because some knobhead run her over on her phone?
Yeah. So that was I'm not good with cops. I'm not good with anything on the road.
Yeah, we have a
really
disdain for them in the UK.
Yeah.
Like if you're in a crowd in the UK and you go, oh, what are you doing? And a guy says police. It's like boom. It's like, who are you going to call when you're in peril? You know what I mean?
But what do they don't carry guns or anything here, right? So in Canada, it's not like
which is probably why we have aggression towards them, because we're like, what can you do, bitch? Like,
That's
we're not
true.
afraid.
Because it feels like if in a situation where you might actually need them, it feels like they can't really do much. But what they can do is give you speeding tickets and stop. You know what I mean? Stuff that just kind of.
Well, that's the big issue that we have with them. Is like there'll be like at the same time you're getting pulled over for a traffic violation or something, there'll be somebody getting assaulted, and they're like, you know, they've got 4 people on you, and nobody's helping this woman or whatever.
Because Canada, everybody, which I hate here, everybody just assumes I'm American, probably because I'm morbidly obese. So they're immediately like, oh, he sounds like that, and he speaks like that, and he looks like that. He's American. But in Canada, we're not allowed to have like you don't carry guns. The only people that has guns are the cops. Like nobody, it's illegal to have guns in Canada. So they have them, and I always remember seeing them like when they'd walk into schools and stuff with the guns, and it's like a really
They'd walk into schools with guns.
Yeah. Well, there'd always be like a random cop. That's weird, actually.
It is weird.
Yeah.
Do the equation now.
Flexing the gun. And I always had like those urges, those like really bad urges that you have, and I always wanted to reach for it, which I know I would got shot. Right? Even as a child.
You would die. You would be dead.
He turns around and catches you halfway.
What would they do if you were a child? If you were like 9 years old and you went for it, would they shoot you?
Well, I mean, you're talking about police in the UK.
I don't even know. Like, would you get in trouble if you were the cop? Like, well, he's threatened me. He was 9.
I have a toy one at home. I have a toy one at home. That's why I've grabbed it. You know, like would they?
I don't know. Well, I went to Arizona. So my brother got married 2 months ago. I was in Vegas. And 3 hours away, there's Arizona. It's the gun capital of the States. So I've only been to the States.
Proud of that as well.
Yeah. Oh, they were. All of them had chewing tobacco. Like it was like a stereotype. And I went in and I'm like, I went to a gun range with my wife, and I'm not gay. Everybody's gonna say wife.
We didn't think it until just now.
Yeah. So I'm going there, and like even the girl was like fucking intense. And I was like, has anybody ever tried to like go for your gun? Still, I wanted to impulse do it. She goes, I'd shoot them in the fucking face. Dead serious, like not even. And I was like, oh, like I'm lighthearted on holiday. She says that. I'm like, oh God, okay. It was very weird.
I mean, I don't blame. As much as I think the whole gun situation in America is fucking crazy, people, it's easy for us to go, oh, you need gun control. They're at a point where it's so widespread.
Yeah.
You're stupid. I think you're stupid if you don't have one.
That's what he said. I'm like, oh, about the school shootings. I don't even know why I brought it up. I was just supposed to try have a fun day, and I decided to say that. Open that up. My wife is like, oh, for fuck's sakes. And he's like, well, I'll say more guns. Put the guns in the school. This is a gun-carrying school, and I'm like, it makes sense, but also that's awful. How do you fix the cocaine?
Be somebody who's like, finally a fight that's even.
I know.
Still,
that's his logic. Imagine like, how do you fix the cocaine problem? More cocaine?
Yeah,
that's what you do.
It's so stupid. I remember when I went to Vegas years back, and I went to a shooting range. And it wasn't even my vibe. Like when I was doing it, I was like, this isn't fun for me at all.
Yeah.
But like hearing them so like hearing them all talk, because we were on this like at the shooting range, there was more Americans that were just tourists in Vegas as well, so they're like shooting the shit with the fucking like the guys running the gun range,
and they're like aroused talking about like
but it's like he's like, I never leave the house without my ankle gun, and then my side gun. He's like it goes gun, phone, keys, and then I'm out the door, and I'm like, fucking what an insane.
Because they just know that if shit goes down, they're going to be on top of it. It's like being trained in a martial art or something. You know, people who will like be trained in Brazilian jiu-jitsu will just walk into a room and not be intimidated by anybody because they're like, I can fucking...
That'd be so cool.
But I can wrap my legs around your head.
I don't know, because everyone else has got a gun also, so it's like being a black belt, but everyone around you is a black belt.
So we're on even playing field. Yeah.
So like, I would feel like fucking hell, 10 years of my life was wasted. They could all do the same thing I can do. Like, that's
very true.
Like, you want to be superior. You don't want to be on the exact same level as everyone.
Touche.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got to guns.
No, I don't.
I went to cops.
You brought up America.
I want one now.
Yeah, that's true.
What was your decision for moving here? Are we being really hacky now? Have you been asked that loads?
No, this is actually only this. I've been asked to do lots of podcasts. Podcasts. This is only the second one I've done. I did Hot Water, and then you asked me. There's a few that keep asking me, but I'm either doing a gig or something else. So you guys have me already.
Exclusive.
But no, in Canada, nobody thought I was funny. No one. I couldn't get on stages. Swear to God, because I would go in Canada, the circuit. I know if there is some people from Canada watching this, like, that's not true. But it's like, it's the same headliners for 10 years. And here, the opportunity to grow is so fast. Like you can, if you're good, you can shoot up quick. There, it's all about a line. Oh, this person's been working really hard. They've been doing it. They're a really nice person and there's a good vibe. And it's like, yeah, but they're not the funniest. I'm not saying that I'm the funniest, but there's people that I've seen that I'm like, how is that? How are you
There's
headlining?
certain elements in the UK where that's happening. I've heard a few acts say they would like to get to a more like American, Canadian like way of doing things in that like, there's a
next in line.
There's like everyone else is on $20
is that what
and
you're
then there's a
saying
headliner
it is
that's
next
on
in line? Is that what it's like there?
Yes, which I think is both. Like, for example, like I used to do a lot of sketch and improv. Like that's obviously, I know that's like for stand-ups now. And now that I'm like getting,
I don't mind it when they're really fucking good at it. I don't know if you've met Josh Pugh yet, but he's fucking.
No.
He just dropped a special actually, which is fucking great. I say Josh, this is going out in like 4 weeks, but today he dropped it, or last night rather, and it's fucking great. And he does loads of like sketch stuff, but that's how he's made his name. He's got no industry stuff really.
Well, that's right. Stand-up, I'm still quite new to stand-up.
Yeah.
So I built my foundation with sketch and improv, and then I would do a thing. There's a thing called Second City. Have you ever heard of it?
I've heard of it, yeah.
That's where like Mike Myers, Chris Farley, everything in the States, and in Toronto there's one as well. So I would go and try audition for that, and there's literally and this just makes me sound very jaded, but there's like on stage, especially in Canada, it's very PC and they want to be inclusive, which is it's great. My opinion, and it's very good.
I'm just laughing because I'm like, so that's why you've come to the north of England and not the south.
Yes, very much so. But
was that an intentional decision?
Sorry,
no,
we're skipping ahead.
I actually. So my wife is Canadian Filipino, so she's Filipina. Her parents were from the Philippines, moved over in Canada, had her. So I was more worried. I'm like, you're going to be the only colored person in all of the north of England, so you need to be very careful. She goes, no, I love it here. It's so much more friendly. And we went to
Canada.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Because you guys don't in Canada, it's like, hi, yeah, nice to meet you. That guy's a fucking asshole. Whereas like here, it's like, I don't fucking like you, man. Like, and which I love, which is great.
As they're holding the door open for you.
Yeah. But then we went to London, and London is like Toronto on crack cocaine. Like it's the exact same, just a bigger version of it. But the entertainment industry there in Canada is terrible. Everything's built in Canada for you to stay inside.
It's Yuck Yucks and nothing else, isn't it?
Yuck Yucks and Absolute. They're the two big clubs. And on a Tuesday night at Yuck Yucks, you'd be lucky to get like 30 people in there.
Really?
And they're the only clubs?
They're the two like big clubs. They have all like the open mic nights all around.
In Manchester alone, there's like 6 nights running on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
And they're packed out.
And they're always,
Which is, well, also you have to realize I lived in Ontario. Britain fits in Ontario, and you guys have like 6 times the population of what we have. In Ontario alone, I think there's 12 million or 14 million. So yeah, so you have like 3 or 4 times the population in just that alone. So everything's built to stay inside in Canada, like Netflix and all this stuff. Everything's just, people have house parties. There's no like going out to things. So yeah, anyways, going back to during COVID and everything, was like, this isn't working. I was like, I was going to give up comedy and I was going to go massage therapist. Hilarious. My hands like these mittens just.
I can't wait for the second section. Me and you just lay on one of these. Just like, is that good for you?
So
yeah.
Let's get rid of the negativity. So I was going to give it up, and then TikTok, somebody told me about it, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll see. I was like, nobody gets my humor because my dad's from Liverpool, my mom's from Dublin in Ireland. Met in the 80s in Canada, and then basically I was brought up telling like the North American humor shit by my mom and dad. So I was brought up with all the British humor. So I would do stuff on TikTok, accents, stupid little things, and it kind of started to slowly grow. And I was like, oh, I guess people find me funny. And then I would go on stage in Canada and do some stuff, and then the audience would be like,
stare at you, yeah.
Because I'm going, I dare care to do fucking scouse, and they're like, what is Scouse, man? Like, what is? I don't know what this is. Like,
Where are they from?
Anybody in Brampton, they talk like this. There's a lot of people from India who go there.
Okay.
It's fantastic. But he's saying, what is Scouse? It sounds like my cousins and stuff. I'm like, no, it's my dad.
It's so impressive how he can just turn it on and off. I wish I could do accents so much.
I find it such a, well, everybody says hack, but I have fun with it. I'm not like, let me set up this accent and now do it. I like to, you know, throw stuff around. I probably shouldn't.
I like when an actor just like, you've got a really good story, the story's great on its own, and you've gone, fuck it, I'll just make him Welsh as well. I think that's cool.
Oh, and I love doing that.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been finding with writing material. I'll come up, so all my stories are true, but I'll, obviously, you know, you enhance them a bit, but it wouldn't actually be my dad doing that. It would be like one of my uncles or one of their friends, and I would say it's my dad just to make it a story. Yeah. But I found myself starting to do that with all the different dialects I'm learning here, to be like, yeah, so I have an aunt who's from Wales and start talking up and down sing-songy from back in Wales, which it's so silly.
Do you literally like, do you hear an accent and go, well, that's interesting, and then take time to learn that? Or is it more like intuitive?
No, I try find a thing. So,
like an entry sentence.
Like a word. So for Yorkshire, I go, take it right, royal piss. That's the right, royal
so
piss.
Good.
And then I go, all right, sat on settee. That's like my thing. Sat on settee. Do it note. So I'll find those things. And Liverpool, it's always all right, there, kids. You all right, lad? That's like, and I kind of slowly go into it when I'm doing the Scouse thing.
He sounds more Scouse than you do.
Yeah. Well, I'm a wall. I'm from Wallasey.
Fucking wall. Fucking squat. So I just find that way.
But the Scouse makes sense because it's your dad. You're around it a lot. But like the picking up the other accents, it's.
But he was brought up in Huddersfield, and then he moved to Liverpool when he was like a younger teen, so he had it. But then he moved to Canada when he was in his 30s, so it was a really weird
accent,
washed.
yeah.
And then all my mom's side are all from all over Ireland. So I can pick up, and I would watch, like, my favorite show growing up was Little Britain. I loved Little Britain. So I'd pick up little things from that.
Bubbles, darling.
Everybody does, darling.
Yeah. I used to love it, and it's just not talked about anymore. It's kind of like,
well, you can't really talk about it. I don't know how they go. Well, they got away with a lot.
I know.
So
Same with Come Fly With Me. Did you ever see that?
Oh my god!
They took it to the next level.
They got me coffee. They got me great. I'm like, what is this? When he plays the black woman, the tea.
How?
I mean, I don't get, like, they've not really like been pulled up on it. I mean, it's been mentioned and stuff, but they're still both working now. But other people have done similar things, and
he's weird. So Matt Lucas, I always thought was, and still do, he's hilarious. But like in interview, he's very like tame and relaxed.
You don't expect it. The first time I ever saw him was George Dawes. Did you ever see that character? So Matt Lucas, before like Little Britain and that, it was a panel show. Do you know about the panel shows?
I know now.
And
Yeah,
stuff?
they don't
Not to
have
be
them.
condescending.
Yeah,
but
no. In Canada, they don't have them. Here, I'm learning it.
Like a lot. I kind of grew up on them because back then there wasn't much choice on TV, and that was where you'd get a lot of your interaction with like comedians and stuff. And Shooting Stars was a bit of a mad one with this like act called Vic and Bob, who were a bit out there, and he would just do the scores as like this man dressed as a baby called George Dawes, and he'd just come out and do a really absurdist bit, which like for prime time BBC back then was way out there, but as a kid it's the type of stuff that sticks in your head. So he was always doing like weird out there character stuff. So like you said, to see him sort of tame in interviews, it is not what you expect. Do you think
they got away with it so much though, like obviously with the blackface and stuff? Do you think part of why they got away with it for so long is because of all the other stuff they were doing as well? It was just another insane thing within an episode. Like like they're pissing themselves in the supermarket, and like the grown man.
I'm like, that's like, but what is that?
Yeah, and the grown man like fucking breastfeeding and stuff. It's just more of the insane, isn't it? So when that comes on, you're used to not used to blackface, of course not, but like you're just used to.
I think
being, oh my god, what the fuck's happening?
We're the free people who are equipped to solve this issue.
Yeah.
I also think they have a thing that in comedy, and I think I'm learning it. This makes me again sound big-headed. They have that ability. They're so likable they can almost get away with it. Especially the commitment that they do with it. Like it's coming from a place. I know you've probably seen stand-ups where it's like their premise is funny, but you're like, ooh, you just aren't. There's something about you that it seems like you mean this when you're saying some stuff. It's like, no, I am this person, and they play the character so intensely that it was like, we're not making fun. Like I'm actually playing this character, which is still, that's an argument, but I feel like people would be like, no, you can't go ahead with that. But that's the other thing I found. I am really uncomfortable around other comedians
because, especially stand-ups, because I find a lot of stand-ups that I've met, especially in Canada, are very like, relaxed and stuff, and they'll go on stage and they'll do their thing, and they have this like, I'm just like chilled out. I'm like this all the time.
Yeah.
So I find they think that I'm like doing bits all the time and like trying and like that annoying.
Yeah,
like,
that gets people really hate that in a green room. Yeah.
But it's like that's what I'm like. I'm insane.
Yeah. Like, no, I can relate a lot to that.
Yeah.
If I have an energy drink in a green room, I have to take myself out of the green room because I'm very annoying.
Yeah.
And,
well, isn't that so much more fun if you had somebody who's like, let's do a character right now. Let's fucking because it's nervous energy as well, right?
Yeah.
But everybody's kind of like, I'm gonna go up and smash it. Yeah. Even here, I'm gonna smash it. It's gonna be great. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple of acts who will like be eating their tea as their name's getting called, and then they'll just put down the fork and what, and I'm like, they're still chewing as they're walking, and I'm like, how the fuck are you not pacing?
I know. How long have you been doing stand-up? Do you do stand-up as well?
Yeah, I do stand-up.
Yeah. How long have you guys
I've
been
been
doing
going
it
4.5 years.
Okay.
No, have I been going for 4.5 years?
And how long have you been?
So I did a little bit before Aaron, and then didn't do anything for years, and got back into it. So it's hard to put.
But
like
you
a solid
guys
time.
still feel like you're gonna absolutely shit yourself before going on.
I'm okay now. Like I was
Really?
talking about this last night. I get more nervous in small crowds than big crowds.
100%.
Because if it's like 400 or 500 people in a room, I'm like, well, okay, enough of these are gonna like me.
Yeah.
And
I
to
feel
make
like that
it
too.
a good gig.
And it'll spread around.
Whereas if there's only 15, all of them have to like you. Oh, it's horrific.
Don't get me wrong. It's like I found that just like a gradual thing for me. It was so like when I very very first started, it would be like the whole week up to that gig, I'd feel nerves, and then it just slowly shrank. So it was like the day, and then it wasn't until I walked into the club, and then it wasn't until it was like the section I was on. Now it's literally just when they're about to call my name. Then I get the end, but it's not like I'm shitting myself. I mean, if I'm trying new stuff, it is.
Yeah.
But it's if it's tried and tested, I know it's gonna work. It's worked several times before. It's just like an excitable.
Liam
nervous.
gets around that by never trying new stuff. It's a really cool hack.
It puts me off. Yeah.
I tried this new thing at Hot Water last week. I was at the Tony Carroll and Friends. That's not me trying to name drop.
No.
And I went up, and I don't know why.
You can't change the title of the show that you were at.
There was like 200 people there, and I'm not used to that at all in Canada. So I go up, and I was like, "Let's get loose, guys! Let's get loose!" And so I started singing, and I was like. I was like, fellas, I want you to go, it's like a song from the 60s, this really obscure song. And so I went, fellas, I want you to go, happiness runs. So I got them all singing that, and I said, no, shut up.
Fucking hate you in Liverpool.
Well, it was like insane.
Yeah.
And then Jamie Hutchinson came on after, and he goes, oh, Kevin's singing his fucking songs. We're going to talk about fucking dead babies now. And I was like, oh my God. But that's what, like, I went on and I was singing because I was doing all this stuff, but like, I kind of like to hybrid it. I appreciate the setup, punchline, and like the smooth and the quick wit. I wish I could do that. Mine's very like characters, silly stuff, stories, and which I know some people are like, that's hack, that's stupid, but
I'm quite like camping, like I like going high pitched a lot on stage and stuff. But that's just me being me. And like I found that when I first started, I was trying to be like very ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum with just beats and stuff. But now like watching stand up like that just doesn't. Like I'll watch someone like Mark Norman for instance. He's so good. He's one of the best comics in the world. He's fucking incredible. But there's not a single word out of place, and it almost makes me uncomfortable to listen to.
It's
like
it's
just one line. It's one line. But they all
he's the
flow,
exception to that for me. Like I watch a one-liner comic, even like phenomenal ones, and I'm like, I appreciate the joke writing and I appreciate your ability, but it's just not for me. That whole comedy subjective. I just don't like it, and I will get bored, but I'm not going to say you're a bad act because of that. I just don't like it. But Mark Norman's the exception to the rule. I think there's just enough of like a little bit of storytelling thrown in.
Yeah,
I can just.
You
watch
ever
him,
seen George Carlin?
No.
I've seen
George Carlin.
I've heard the name.
Yeah.
So he's from like the 70s, and he was like the godfather of comedy. And it was almost like poetry, that it was like, and I'm talking like this, and then he would go, and then he would slow it down, and then and it was like a full on story. That I was like, people love it, but I was like, this is just a rehearsed kind of like
monologue.
I grew up on Peter Kay. Like that is my pinnacle. If I can be similar to that.
Did you try and talk about that with other kids in Canada?
Not one person knows who Peter Kay is in Canada. Not one person, which I'm like, how do you
You're going
know this?
garlic bread.
I know. I was like, what the fuck is this?
You could breastfeed a crash.
So I base that off that. He hybrids it. It's nonchalant. I was over last year in London. I was in Backyard Comedy Club, and I was talking to an MC who was there, and he's like, I won't name his name, but knew Peter Kay and kind of like saw him progress, and he was like, yeah, it was like just very generic stuff. It wasn't funny, and it was just kind of like, and I'm like, this guy's worth £50 million. It was funny.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's talking about crap pop. This is the other side of comics that I'm like, funny is funny. I get it. You don't go up and just fucking do little fart jokes, but if you're good at it, you'll go far. And I don't understand why it's like, I get it to appreciate the art of it, and I really respect the art of it. But there's some people that it's just, they have it, and it's like, it doesn't have to be this beautiful story and this stellar punchline. If it's like, they can go up and are loose and fun and silly, like, why is that bad? And in Canada, that was seen as like bad, like, oh, you're bastardizing the whole fucking thing. It has to be like,
really.
But then every comic becomes the exact same, doesn't it? Yeah. Because it bothers me sometimes when it is, like I say, there's never a word out of place, or like the setup to each joke just becomes the same thing. Like, I'm a big fan of Joe List. His special, not the most recent one, the one from a couple of years ago, I Hate Myself, it's called.
Okay, I don't know.
It's fucking great. It's such a good special, but I advise you to go home and watch it and listen to how many times he goes, I was on a plane the other day. That's his setup for every joke. And the fucking punchline's great, and he's such a good comic, but he goes, I was on the plane the other day, and
it wasn't like,
and then a minute later, it's like, I was on a plane the other day, I was on a plane the other day, and you're like, fucking, how many planes has this cunt been on? Like,
it was planes, the whole set, like each
no,
setup?
not the whole, but like the first 10 minutes, and then like, 10 minutes later, he'll have a different setup that he repeats 6 times.
But that's their life too,
he's so good.
American comedians.
Yeah, you've got to be on the road a lot.
Yeah, and it's just so fucking far away.
I find, for myself, I just, like, I'm still learning it and figuring out the whole stand-up thing, and it's been, the validation I've been getting since I've been here in the month has been just incredible. It's been almost scary, like, because this is all I've wanted for 2 years. I've been so focused on this with my wife, moving here. And
whereabouts in the UK are you living?
I just moved. Everybody gives me a weird eye around the Warrington area. Yes. But no, it's not just. It's just.
We're gonna take a break. Kevin won't be in the next section.
I went from Canada to Warrington. Everything went really well. It's my dream.
Started from the bottom. I'm still fucking at the bottom.
That was my dream.
One of my jokes. You rat.
Was it actually? Fucking, I'll add it to the repertoire, baby.
Honestly, that was my dream as a kid. Everybody wanted to be like firefighters. I was like, I want to live in Warrington. I want to live there. So I'm there.
Is it just because it's between Liverpool and Manchester? That's actually it's pretty solid.
Yeah, so I can pop back and forth.
That's the point. Can you do a Manchester accent? Because I've noticed that whenever someone can do an accent, you're like, oh, this is great, and then they get to yours and you're like, oh, he's shitting. Do you know what I mean? So I want to hear.
I can do like, so this is kind of like a generic manny fucking, and then I go kind of fucking like nasally, mate. Fucking, I don't know. Oh, what's that fucking thing where I've seen it 0121 fucking do one? Or is that, no, that's Birmingham, isn't it? I fucking go like fucking.
He's nailed the accent, but none of the fucking.
I know. Are you looking for it?
0161 money on the map.
Yeah, what's that? Fucking dickhead. It's fucking. And I find it's like fucking. I saw it from fucking. I
said
away.
Maybe.
The one that fucking says my dickhead. You know?
I was right. It's a bit shit, isn't it? You can't.
Yeah. Do I find anytime I do I'm fucking knackered like a fucking Geordie. I go fucking Wales all the time. I go fucking sing-songy.
A lot of people do that.
And it is because it's quite rhythmic though, isn't it?
Yeah, and when I do Northern Ireland, I always go gay. All the time. All the time at Northern Ireland, I go gay. It's fantastic, isn't it? I don't know why. It's all the time. Yeah, that one. Sometimes if I do Scottish, if I'm fucking doing like a Scots accent, I'll slip into like a Northern Ireland. But I find people don't like my Scots here. They think it's shit. When I'm doing my fucking Scottish one,
I think it's good, but there's different flavours of Scotland in it, so I just think
there's the one that's very aggressive.
Yeah, like fucking like, what's his name? Captain Conconbridge. Just talking this fucking sounds like he's hearing impaired, doesn't he?
Sounds very gay as well. So.
What are you fucking on about me? I'll suck your cock.
So that's why I'm here in Warrington.
We've got merch. Finally, we've got merch.
We've been talking about doing this for ages, and we've finally made it happen. We've got our own online store at spreadnegativitypod.com. We're selling t-shirts with logos. We're selling queefs. Whatever you want, we've got it.
We're selling queefs in a jar if you want one. We've got beanies, mugs, phone cases, loads of stuff like that, so check it out. But if you do order something, and I cannot stress this enough, order one size up. I'm a large to extra large in most things. I've got a 2XL in this. Liam, you'll notice, doesn't even have a hoodie yet because they're still making his out of a bed sheet, right? Proper nightmare stuff.
Check us out, spreadnegativitypod.com. If there's anything that you want and you don't see, let us know. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, we'll sort it out. And we will get better at these adverts as time goes on. Honestly, Kev, I do think they should be allowed to come over here. Right, so features. So this has been sent in by Jake Marsden. He said, "Hey lads, you're offered 50 million to take a pill that kills you the second you turn 70. Do you take it? Love the pod. Keep it up."
So, repeat that. Repeat that.
Shall I repeat all of it?
Yeah.
I hate this guy.
Thanks so much.
Go on.
Hey lads, you're offered 50 million to take a pill that kills you the second you turn 70. Do you take it?
Not even a question. 100%.
So you don't think you'll live past 70?
Who wants to? Have you seen what life is past 70?
I heard that sneaky comment.
What did you say, motherfucker?
Nothing. You said you're fantastic.
You're going to live a very nice, wonderful life forever.
I've been calorie counting me. I'm going to live for...
Me too, actually.
Yeah, so you'll kill yourself at 70 before. You're like fucking bored of this life.
Actually, you know what this morbid thought is? I don't know if I'll get to 70 with how I'm going, so I think I take it.
Yeah.
And you've moved to Warrington where the life expectancy is a lot less than Canada.
Is 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, it's tough, innit? So do you go... No, listen. The options are you could potentially live to 85.
Yep.
Yeah. But you could just be this broke and just have like a blah life until you're 85.
My knees...
Or do you have the best life in the world?
My knees at 29 are fucked. At 70?
You're 29?
Oh, don't do this. Don't do this. I had somebody on TikTok ask if I was in my 40s. How old did you think I was?
Horrible. I'd have put 40s. No, I'm joking.
You're the guy on TikTok.
I was the guy on TikTok. Hey, do you want to do the podcast? Also, you old fuck. Yeah, no, I'd have gone mid-30s. I'll be honest. I'm sorry about that.
To be honest,
it's the grey hair and
the general vibe. Yeah.
How old do you think I am?
Probably mid-30s as well.
Yeah, I'm close enough.
How old do you think I am?
You act like you're 10.
Out of 10, am I right?
I would probably say around my age, 29.
I'm 26.
Okay, so you're kind
I'll
of...
take that, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, 70. What quality of life is there after that? Let's be honest. Most old people, when they get to that age, checked out.
Just an old soggy raisin. Yep, I'm done. I'm gone.
Yeah, you'll be you'll go out then with 50 million in the
bank. But do you have to take the pill yourself, or does somebody like put it in a milkshake and you don't know about it and you sip it up?
No, do you take the pill now and then when you hit 70, like the second you turn...
What if the pill malfunctions though? You're taking a chance on that, aren't you?
No. Yeah. In the scenario, I don't think it malfunctions. Let's keep it not Black Mirror.
Oh, that's even weird. I was thinking like when you turn 70, then you take it like it's a suicide pact. Like,
just refuse to honour the fucking agreement that you had 54 years ago.
Have you heard of the fucking euthanasia roller coaster?
Come on.
Some guy engineered he hadn't built it, but he designed a roller coaster.
Decapitated?
It's just got so many loops that it's designed for you to not survive, but to die in a state of euphoria. And it was just something he designed.
I'd love to know what sponsors they have for that. Do you like the
Iron Brittle?
The big ones like the Pepsi Max, the Tango Ice Blast. Oh, God. I don't know. What's this about the roller coaster? Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's literally it. He just designed this roller coaster. Obviously, they didn't fucking build it.
Could you lining for that? Like, you know when you're nervous or
you got a fast pass. Hey, I'm disabled. Could I get in that queue? That's actually why I want to go on it. My life's shit. I can't. Like, it was muddy today. I was stuck for hours. Like, can you just?
A suicide fast pass. Yeah, I'm not.
To be fair, if you're getting in the queue for a roller,
£10 for it.
If you get in the queue for any roller coaster, you want to end it all by the end of that anyway. So
that's true.
It was bleak.
Is that morbid?
Yeah, that's a little sad.
All right, okay.
Next question, please.
I don't know what it's tough. This isn't it because. Not to get bleak, but genuinely, I've been thinking about this a lot. I kind of want to write a bit on it because, like, mortality scares me to death.
Whoa!
But it absolutely terrifies me. Just death in general. Just the idea. But the only reason for it is I've got real bad FOMO. So I want to know what happens in 500 years, and it annoys me every day that I won't.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know what's happening now. I don't read the fucking news. I want to live in denial of it all and just get on with it.
I don't know if he's well.
No, I don't know either. He's got you nailed, by the way. He's been in the country 2 months. He's met you for 40 minutes.
Switch that pill to 40 and he'll be fine.
40 seconds from now. I get real bad FOMO. And the idea of mortality scares me to death. So I don't know whether this would actually help me. Because does it make sure that you definitely live to 70 also?
Yeah.
Because, like, the idea of, like, not being around in 5 years is terrifying to me. So does this mean that you genuinely die at 70? Because then like, the plus isn't all... Like, the plus is obviously 50 million, but also I've got another guaranteed 35, 40 years.
I don't think it will be. Like, if your number's up, when your number's up, so I'd say that you've won the bet there, aren't you? You were dying at 65 anyway. You got the fucking money.
You don't know of what's going to happen in a few years about medicine and technology. They could have a thing that, like, in 20 years, there's like, oh, we can put you up for another 50 years, right? So you could live comfortably. You never know how fast technology is.
Have they said already that the first person's lived to 200 is already alive or something like that?
Fuck off. Oh, God, I saw this thing on Instagram. And I feel sorry for saying, I feel bad for saying this thing because it was a person. It was this fella who was 109. He was like some sort of monk in like Thailand.
He looked like sand. He looked like
a White Walker.
He looked like sand.
He looked like a White Walker from Game of Thrones, and he was just like stroking his grandkid on the head to the point where I'm like, is that a puppet? Is that CGI?
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that life. Give me the 50 mil, gun to my head, boom, done. Or put me on the roller coaster. That would be nice.
You really want to die.
He really wants to die, yeah. Okay, better question. Not necessarily a better question. Thanks for sending it in. Appreciate it. I thought,
what a nice... the guy's going to be upset now.
Hey, you might take a pill. So just off the back of that one, you've got 24 hours to live. What do you do? Someone comes up to you. I've approached you, Kevin. How you doing? Nice to meet you. The time is now 7:54. 7:54 tomorrow. You're going to be dead. What do you do for the last 24 hours?
Nice cup of tea.
So
well, wait. Is this? I have unlimited money, or like my financial state right now and what's happening right now? Because that's that.
Yeah, you're not doing a lot, are you? You're going to the cinema, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
not even
Barbie.
a film you want to watch.
I'm getting an early night.
Yeah, I want a good sleep before I die. No, I'd probably. I've recently discovered Biscoff. I'd have a lovely biscuit, Lotus Biscoff.
Yeah. Like a dog's last day on earth. You'll have a cheeseburger.
Yeah, my mate's dog was getting put down and they bought 20 double cheeseburgers from Mackey's and we're just like, yeah, lad, have that.
Somebody's walking me on a leash.
I've always had this kink. I can finally be honest.
Oh God, I don't know. Okay, well, we need to put ground rules. I know it's very generic.
I like rules. Rules control the fun.
Are the ground rules you can do whatever you genuinely want, all paid for, everything, or you are going to die in 24 hours and you're at where you're at right now?
I think within your means. I think that makes it more interesting because it's like, what do you do
answer
now?
both. Answer both. So you've got one within. You've got 24 hours within your means, and then you've got another 24 hours after that where you'll have unlimited money, unlimited everything. You'd probably get a good sleep in that first 24 hours, and then roll through on the other one, won't you?
This is very lame. I'd probably go to Greece with my wife. This is very sad, actually.
Yeah, I knew you
and
were
just
gay.
hold her hand and then just die in her arm like The Notebook. That'd be really romantic.
But please tell her that's what's going to happen. Like, don't just like you're on Greece and like you're in Santorini, she's just cuddling you.
Mid-sentence. Head fell off. Yeah. That's probably what I would do, like within my means. Not saying like that's me getting the credit card out. Anything. I would probably go to Florida Disney.
You did man after me,
and just fast pass it on everything, and just I'd probably punch like at one of the guys with the heads on, and I'd put it on. I'd go wild. I'd be sassy. Yeah. I'd break into Cinderella's castle and fucking piss out the window.
My instinct when he said all the money, because I'm going to Florida and at the end of September. I fucking love roller coasters, especially the euthanasia ones. But no, I was like, I'd love to just go there. That like it's my happy place, but I didn't. What we're not thinking about is the 9-hour flight. Like fucking sacrificing a huge chunk. You just sat there on a Virgin Airlines plane watching fucking The Secret Life of Pets. Back of a fucking
you land in Florida and someone just shoots you.
Yeah, there's a delay. And you're like that on the fucking runway.
You're on the tarmac just watching them fucking like clean the engine or something. You're like, can you shake this up? Are you in a rush? A little bit.
Eating airplane food. This is my last fucking meal.
Head to Disney, rope drop, and then you die right away.
Fucking. You get on the flight. She's like, "What number?" You're like, "I don't know, but it's death row."
Hey. What about you guys?
I would probably go and park my car illegally.
Whoa.
Wait for I'm crazy. Yeah, I'd wait. I think for like a traffic warden, and then I'd just front kick them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. I relate to that. You know. After
Can I be honest with you? Very sad. The last 24 hours. That's just what I saw.
They've had it coming. I would die happy. My dream is to have a traffic warden in the front row of a very up for it crowd. That's my dream. To the point where I could get him on stage and just like act out hanging him. Do you know what I mean? To the point where the crowd still go like, woo!
He's really affected by your parking ticket story.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Not parking speeding ticket. Yeah.
I just want to tell him everything I think about them.
Call me crazy, right? I would want to spend some time with my loved ones.
Oh.
Just throw out there.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I would. I'd spend some time. I'd go around to my mum's. Have a little catch up.
To be fair, I'd want to spend time with your mum as well.
Me too. He's showing me pictures.
He hasn't. Sorry, mum. You're very beautiful.
She's how I'd get fast pass on the euthanasia coaster.
She watches this. Thanks, mum.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, mum. You're lovely.
No, I would. I'd knock around at my mum's, do something mundane, just catch up with her, take the dog for a nice walk in the park. Nice way to spend the day, innit?
Fucking loser.
Go see me closest friends, and then I would get a hotel room with my wife.
Oh, a hotel. Whoa.
Yeah.
Hotel room.
Man's living within his means.
Premier Inn.
Man's got expendable income. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
And then, I would do in this
He's
scenario.
so bored.
I would kill you before you ended this.
And I just...
Sounds like you deserve to die. This is horrific. This is a terrible day.
Why is it a terrible day? You want to kick a traffic warden in the balls? I want to empty
That's
mine.
so much more fun.
Yeah, that's okay.
Hey, this guy.
Well, who knows? He might have fun with the traffic warden. He might have fun with the traffic warden.
Next question.
Okay, cool. I don't really have any. They're the only two questions I had. I've got. Okay, no, this one got sent to me by a listener, and he.
Just make up one.
Huh?
Cut this. Just make up one.
I won't put it, and we have plenty of times. We've done that lots of times. Yeah.
Me sending in questions here.
Kevin Finn says. So this one got sent in by a listener, but the way he sent it to me, he said that he saw it on Facebook, and he wanted to make it very clear that it wasn't his story and his...
So it was.
So do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I was
it
like, the
was.
man doth protest too much.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But it just says, okay, right, let's read this out. So it just goes confession time / fetish. So it starts.
Well,
Confetish time.
Yeah, confetish time, my guy. So I've been going to the gym for around 8 years now, and I've achieved a physique that tends to attract a lot of women. Thing is, I strictly date women who weigh more or less 250 pounds, fatties in general.
oh, lovely.
I
Yeah.
don't get that system. I'm metric. What's that in pounds?
250 pounds. I'm about 188.
Stone.
So I'm about
Stone.
185 pounds, 190 pounds.
I don't even know how stone
Yeah,
works.
I continue. Just
I'm 14 stone, and I'm like 195.
Yeah, so it'd be like 17 stone? No, that'd be...
No.
I'm not even going to
14
pretend.
pounds in a stone. So
Comedians
she's
versus
about
maths.
she's about 17, 18 stone,
Okay.
which if you're 5'2", is a fair old weight. Isn't
That's my weight. Let's go.
it? Yeah, but you're not 5'2".
No, I know exactly the point you're making.
If you were, I'd be all over.
What? Because I couldn't fight back.
How do I spend your last 24 hours with him? Just with Liam.
With a shorter version of
yeah. I want to know how I would feel a little bit less. Anyway, let's crack on. I tried to make the relationship last around 2 months before she feels comfortable enough to start working out with me. Don't get me wrong, I genuinely spend time with them, buy them nice things, make them feel loved, but my sole intention is to get them to come to the gym with me. This could go on for months up until the point where she actually loses weight and starts to attract other guys. I have helped some women lose so much weight that they have ended up cheating on me with their new boosted confidence, which is really what I'm actually hoping would happen 100% of the time. My goal is for them to get attractive and leave me so that I can move on to the next fatty and make her lose weight. Am I out here doing God's work, or am I going to hell? Genuinely curious.
Holy
Why is he
shit.
talking like it's a pet? First of all, like I take her to the gym, like weird. Also, what's his number? Because I need to lose a bit of weight. And I'll cheat on him. That's fine.
I think that's like Dexter level of like, you're a serial killer. You've got something in you that is creepy as fuck, but you're harnessing it for good.
It's like a weird cook, but he wants to.
But you're using
make
it for
their
good.
life
You're
better.
improving
Yeah, it's
people's
weird.
lives.
My friends and I used to do a thing. We used to call them thank calls, where I'd call restaurants and I go, "Can I speak to the manager, please?" And then the manager would come on. I'm like, "Can I just let you know I had the best service there last night? Fantastic!" And they were like, "Oh," and I would say it really angry. They're like, "Oh yeah." And your server there, what's her name? She has blonde hair, and then they'd say like a random name. Yeah, she was absolutely incredible. One of the best servers I've ever
She's
had.
been in Greece for 4 weeks. What the fuck are you saying?
That's weird. That's weird.
Yeah.
What's his question there? Is it morally right what he's doing?
Yeah, I guess so. Am I doing God's work or am I going to hell?
You're taking control of people's lives, but you're not. You're influencing them to make better choices. And in fact, you're influencing them to the point where they make the best choice to
leave
cut you out of their fucking life.
I think he's fantastic.
I do, yeah. I'm
I
backing
mean,
this
like
guy.
I say, he's obviously got this cook fetish.
There's something in him that's damaged, and he's using it for good.
Yeah, because people like that usually like feet or like farting
Or strangle
stuff.
cats.
Or that, killing cats. But he's like, let's get you fit, let's get you happy, and let's move you on to a really good guy.
This is the weirdest.
He's like a free personal trainer.
Yes.
He's like a life coach. Yeah. A life cook.
This is the weirdest fetish since I heard of financial domination. It's just the weirdest.
Financial domination, what the fuck's that?
Findom, you never heard of Findom?
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever heard of
Yeah,
Findom?
when people will pay sugar daddies, yeah.
No, it's. I think it's even simple. Like their fetish, the moment that gets them is parting with money. So I would like say you're my dom.
Okay.
I've got a financial domination thing going on. I'd give you my whole wage, and you'd give me a little bit of pocket money.
Oh, yeah,
and you'd just go and spend it, and I'd struggle and get off on that struggle and the level of control
Wanking
that you
with a
have
sock.
over
Imagine
me.
Imagine like wanking yourself silly over so many people's reality.
Over the cost of living crisis.
Yeah. Imagine being like, "What's your kink?" It's like, "Oh, just
Coming
reduce,
into
as
the
they
only
reduce-
loaf of bread you can afford to buy.
What your
That
kink
just
is
sounds like the government. Like, that's
Yeah.
The British government is the king.
Your Rishi Sunak, your kink. Yeah.
I think that's beautiful. I think he's that's biblical.
I
we
do
like this
actually.
man?
Yeah.
We
I like him.
Peter Ronnie Williams sent it in. Want to give him a name check because it could be his story. Like I say, he was very clear.
he's
that it was
allegedly.
not his story.
Allegedly.
That's so weird. I have a really
great sound.
weird, like, gross would you rather. Is this, are we allowed to do
Let's
this?
do it.
Yeah, do
Let's
it,
do
yeah.
it. We've done that. Oh, fucking hell, dropping my mic.
But like this is, it's gross.
That's
I'm
cool.
sorry,
Oh,
cut it
that's
if-
cool.
cut it if
Look at the
it's- if it's
podcast
too-
It's
you're
not.
on.
It's
It's
not
cool.
going to be too
Okay.
gross. I promise you.
Okay. Would you rather have sex with your mom's...
Ideally, yeah.
Please, yeah. With your mom's body, but it's your girlfriend or wife's
I've heard
mind,
this before. Yeah.
Keep going. I haven't.
or your girlfriend's body with your mom's mind. Does that make sense?
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
Oh, it's impossible choice.
Let me try and process it real quick because I have
Yeah.
heard it before. I'm trying to think.
I'd kill myself.
Is coming into a sock an option?
Nope.
No. Okay.
So it's like if it's your
Only if
girlfriend, your
it's your
mom's
mum's.
like, come on, like, sweetie, you're doing great, but just get it over with. But if it's your mom's body, maybe your girlfriend's like into it, but it's your mom's body.
I think the answer's obvious.
But then after it's done, it's like Freaky Friday. Like they go back into
Yeah.
their
I
and they
think
don't.
that's-
So your mom's lying there.
And you're stood over. Oh yeah.
I think the answer's really obvious.
Fuck your dad.
If you could find him, that'd be ideal. I've got some like just rage fucking him. Just like, why'd you leave?
Pulling him by the hair.
He don't have a lot of
doesn't
it.
have any.
But I think the answer's really obvious. Like,
I don't like how confident you are here.
I'm so confident in the answer because I can just, it's Beth's body in my mum's mind because I just get my mum to just not say a word. If it's my mum's body, okay, she's going to listen to this. How you doing? If it's my mum's body,
Oh, Aaron,
no, listen. If it's my mum's body,
Oh, I hate
that's going to be the longest sex I've ever had in my life.
like
Because I am not getting it up. It's going to be awkward. I'm not going to be able to finish.
It's like
Or worse, I finished too quickly. And then I got to check some stuff.
you gotta explain to your mom.
Note to Aaron, when you edit this, cut all of that.
I just the issue there. So if you were with your girlfriend or your wife's body, but your mom's mind, you go And it cuts back, and then your girlfriend's like, "Oh, I felt like I was asleep. What happened?"
Oh no, I don't like that part. Whoa, back up, cut that.
Okay, yeah, cut that as well. But she's back. She doesn't know what's going on. But then you see your mom the next day, and it's kind of like she knows, like she felt all the sensations. So your mom. We should probably cut all this.
What I really like about this horrible scenario is there's no prize.
No,
you just got to pick.
Well,
I would have my girlfriend's body in my mum's mind, and then the second I finish, I would take my mum to the euthanasia coaster.
Nice. And it's a nice 180.
Yeah. She would be like, "Oh my God, we're going to Fort Park. This is amazing.
Here's your fast pass."
Cool. Yeah, this is your fast pass." And she's in a wheelchair, so
God.
So she wouldn't get on really. I wouldn't even have to pay for the fast pass.
Oh God.
Yeah, so it's got to be best body, hasn't it? Ideally, because at least I can get a different position.
Thanks for watching.
This
God. Has been this has been magical.
This has been fine. I think. I like how we were like in the first section. We just sort of like chatted a little bit. We were very tame. We were chill. We took it easy, and then you were like, "Hey, do you want to see my mum?" If you're new to the podcast that you're watching because Kevin's on, then thank you. We appreciate it. We do a section at the end called Off Your Chest where we invite the guest or a listener, but you've already done that, to get something off their chest. So if you want to send anything in, spreadnegativitypod@gmail.com. We'd really appreciate it. Any questions, any gross would you rathers, anything. We don't usually do would you rathers, but Kevin's just set the bar. If you want to send anything in, he set the bar that I want to kill myself with. So if you want to send anything in, spreadnegativitypod@gmail.com. Kevin, have you got anything you want to get off your chest?
These big, massive tits.
Thank you.
I hate this guy. Cut that.
I have a guilty thing that I want to get off my chest. That's something that I've done.
Let's hear it.
Okay. This is... This is a two-parter. So first thing I want to get off my chest, when I was 14, I drew a 6-foot long penis on, I don't know what you call it here, but like very small children's school.
How tall were you?
17 feet.
As
if it couldn't have been a sideways dick.
So that's just
just thought it was like from ground to ceiling.
So that's something. And then I was on the news of the little town that I was living in.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And the next day I cycled by it with my friend, like excited, and there was a man scrubbing it. And little kids,
to the scene of the
crime. Masturbating at the scene. No, I didn't. And, little kid, like little 3-4-year-old kids throwing like little balls against a massive penis. So that was really hard.
You're like the guy in Superbad who was just like throwing dicks all the time.
So that's one that's genuine. This is theft I did when I was 10.
No, this one's a crime.
This is lots of theft, actually. So I lived in Ireland for about a year when I was 11. And I used to go to the Tesco's after school with my friend, my cousin actually, and obviously we hadn't hit puberty, so I still talk like this, and I just normal accent, and so I went up, and we would take
like
shifts.
An old lady.
We would take shifts. I would go up and talk to the guy, being like, "Yeah, this is fantastic over here. Can I get some stuff over there?" Getting him.
If you want me to write the theme tune and sing the theme tune, then I could.
And my cousin would stuff so much chocolate in his pants. And we would go out and we would eat. I realized that's the weird part now that it's saying that. So I would eat his crotch chocolate.
Yeah.
And then I would go out and I would steal as well. And they definitely knew. This isn't really good.
I'm sad that you shared this now.
No, I need
I've just got images of you just fucking. Did your cousin? Was it your cousin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was really hot. No, I'm just joking.
Did your cousin take it out of the pants, or did you have to go and get it yourself?
No, I ate it from his pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he would unwrap them, put it in, and I would eat it.
Yeah. Fudge.
No.
No.
Yeah. I like that. That's where we're drawing the line, considering what we spoke about.
No.
earlier.
You know what? I need to get off my chest. Here, I'm gonna put my foot down. Fuck the rules of the road in the UK. Let's go 180 here, 360. I hate it here. And I could take a bus, but I don't like to walk, obviously.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate the way people drive here.
Kevin, if you thought about going back to where you fucking came from.
Hey, dickhead.
He was so ready to clap back. He was like, "Whoa, that was hot."
I was gonna give you a stern talking to.
In Scouse by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
You fucking binhead. You fucking shithead. You meth. Fucking meth. I hate the roads
Ideally, if
here.
you could learn how to drive here, you would probably have an easier time.
Can I say this has been the worst day since I've been here in the UK because I'm in
Sorry
this
about
room.
that.
I hate you. There's a smell of piss in here.
Yeah.
Everything
No, that's
about
me.
you
I've been
guys.
holding it for a
Yeah,
while.
no, I get that.
You have a fucking punchable face. You have a. Oh. If I would stand, which I won't, I would hit you. I have a raging boner right now.
Got anything you want to plug?
Follow me on social media. I have shows coming up there, or go on Kevo Finn. No, actually, that's wrong. Kevin Finn Comedy is my. Is this the right camera I'm looking at, or am I just okay? Looking cross-eyed. Kevin Finn Comedy, and you'll see all my updated shows and everything like that. Or don't. I'm very forgettable, so just do what you want. That's it. What a terrible sell.
This is horrific.
See me? Yeah.
So terrible.
If you want to come see me, you can do it.
It's
but-
the most Canadian plug that's ever been. Like, you come if you want, but no
Yeah.
hard feelings.
I know everybody's busy, so if you got something else to do, that's fine. Stay indoors.
Fuck it out. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me, guys.
No worries.
Nice
Give
one,
us
mate.
3 things that you hate.
You,
Oh, you don't hate me.
no, you're lovely. The fact that chocolate makes you fat,
Yeah. That's,
really hate that. That's cruel.
Yeah.
And people like clubfoot, people with a clubfoot.
Oh, so you do hate me?
Yeah.
You have a clubfoot?